Welcome to the Peterborough Museum and Archives. So behind me is the Peterborough Museum and Archives, which is home to about 45,000 artifacts and 3,300 feet of archival material, which is like two CN Towers on top of each other. You might be wondering what a museum does, and there are three main jobs that we do here at the Peterborough Museum and Archives and all museums do across the whole world. The first job is that we collect special items called artifacts. Our second job is to protect these artifacts. If you've been inside the museum, you'll notice that we have a lot of artifacts on display, and that usually they are protected by glass display cases or they are roped off like with a rope. And that's to stop little hands or big hands from touching these really special and sometimes delicate items. We also have a curatorial center which houses our collection of artifacts. And in this building, we're able to control the temperature and the humidity and put artifacts in special boxes and places to keep them safe, to make sure that they can have the longest life possible. Our third job at the museum is to tell the stories behind these artifacts. This museum, the Peterborough Museum, is a community museum. It's your museum. And in the museum, we share the stories of you and the people who used to live in Peterborough. All museums have a theme, and the Peterborough Museum's theme is a really hard one to guess. Do you have a guess? If you said Peterborough, then you're right. The theme for our museum is Peterborough, and that means that all of the artifacts and archival material in our museum relates back to the theme of Peterborough. But museums across the world all have different themes, and some of them are really crazy. There's one museum that collects only shoes. The theme for their museum is shoes. There's also a museum in England that collects dog collars. It's called the Dog Collar Museum. And really, if you Google any item, any strange item or ordinary item, you'll probably find a museum that collects that item, and that's the theme for their museum. So the museum has a challenge for you. The Peterborough Museum wants your class to make your own class museum. Your class museum can have any theme that you decide. Maybe the theme of your museum is our class, and each person would create their own exhibit about themselves. And together, you would have your class museum showcasing each one of the people in your classroom. Or the theme could be related to what you're learning about. So your theme could be space, it could be outdoors, it could be the weather, it could even be COVID. Once your class has agreed upon a theme, each student in the class is responsible for making their own exhibit and displaying a collection of items that relates back to this overall theme. So to help get us started, we are going to take a closer look at our collection to help inspire you. We're going to head into the Curatorial Center. So follow me along on that journey. The Curatorial Center houses all of our collection, and it's so cool, and no one gets to see it. So we're going to let you in if you want to come with me.